Hello, good evening. Welcome to the Baltics. We are in Klaipeda, and it's the Basketball Champions League game between Neptunas Klaipeda and PAOK from Thessaloniki, Greece. This will be a Group B encounter in the regular season, and anybody that has seen Neptunas Klaipeda play this season will know this is a real contender in this Basketball Champions League. They have been fantastic. Already in this group, we saw Capo d'Orlando get that first win yesterday, 66-55 at Ventspils, and MHP Riesen Leeuwardsburg just kept on rolling, winning over Gaziantep from Turkey by 12. Also tonight, Elan Chelon are hosting the defending champions of the Basketball Champions League, Iberostar Tenerife. But what about the chances of Neptunas? Well, they have certainly come out really strong this season. They have had a couple of close shaves, perhaps, early on. But if you look at them right now, they are in third place with 4 wins in 5 games. Ventspils, even though they lost, they climbed a point since they got a point for playing. It's MHP Riesen Leeuwardsburg with that one defeat that is up top in the standings. And MHP Riesen Leeuwardsburg was so far the only team to beat Neptunas. So I'm sure that Neptunas Klaipeda have circled that next encounter against them on their calendar. And that will be on January 9th. But anyway, for PAOK, well, Klassen number 2. Haven't seen much of Risikopoulos, Konyaris, Kruvali, the big man. Hopefully he'll be playing. I know he had an injury a couple of weeks ago. Margaritas, Soklas, Jaras, Katsivelis, Lucky Jones, Brandon Trish. And no, it's a team that can certainly, when it's turning on all cylinders, can cause problems. But I don't think there's any doubt about it. They start as underdogs tonight here in Lithuania. For Neptunas, Kazis Maskavidis, his team, who do you want to, Belauskas, number 30, has been terrific. You got the veterans, Sebudis and Delinikaitis, Girziunas, the point guard, the exciting one. And what about Zelionis, the very active big man who comes out ready to play? He's fired up and really sets the tone. So I think we've got a good game in store for tonight. And if PAOK don't come out strong early, they could get run out of the gym early. Neptunas last week followed up their 114-73 demolition of Gaziantep on game day 4, with last week's November 7th encounter at Capo d'Orlando. They won that one 90-60. So they are kind of moving from strength to strength. They did lose on October 24th to MHP Riesen Leeuwardsburg. But that was almost a blip. And don't forget, MHP Riesen Leeuwardsburg, one of the real contenders as well in this competition, despite having to win in 3 qualifying rounds just to get here. So Harold Mbopoulos, you see the youngster as well, is now with this PAOK team, and the bearded youngster who has won so many titles at youth level for Greece's national team. And one of the real up-and-comers, there he is, a player that you're going to be hearing about for a long, long time. And you got Lucky Jones running out in there, and then he will be followed by Brandon Trish. You know, if these guys are focused, they come out and play a physical game against a very hard Neptunas team, they'll have a chance. But if they don't, and if Neptunas come out with the same approach that they had in their last home game against Gaziantep, this could be over early. So it'll be very interesting to see how ready this PAOK team is, because they can ill afford to lose any more games right now in this regular season. There's Palacios, a real hustler out there, diving for the loose balls, playing the defense, getting the important rebounds, and when called upon, scoring. So we've already spoken a lot about Neptunas, and as for PAOK, in this group. As you saw in the standings, they have had a right tough time winning just one of their opening 5 games. So they simply cannot afford to lose any more home games, and it stands to reason that they're going to have to get a couple of big wins on the road if they want to progress in this competition. What they've been able to do, as you see there, Galdikas, the captain for Neptunas. PAOK just suffered a drubbing on game day 1 at MHP Rees in Lubitsburg. And then at home, they lost to Gaziantep 85-82. Some of the youngsters in the Neptunas Klaipeda team coming out the very end. And you have to also remark on the fans. I mean, this is a good fan base here in Klaipeda. This is a team that is fired up and geared up. I'm sure I see the head coach tonight. So he might be unwell for Neptunas. But anyway, PAOK, having started 0-2, finally got a road win in game day 3 at Capo d'Orlando, 63-58. But then they fell 75-61 at Elan Chalon. And they lost last week at home to Virastar Tenerife. Tolga Shahin, Martins Kozlovskis, and Oskar Lucis, a couple of Latvians and an Italian. I'll show you Tolga when he comes. There he is in the middle. He's the Italian in the screen there. So those guys will be doing making the calls tonight, and I'm sure they'll be the right calls. Konyatis, one of the youngsters in this team, and he's in the starting lineup with Klassen, Margaritas, Kachavelis, and Lucky Jones, Lucius Lee Jones. And there's the PAOK Brain Trust, including Papa Theodoru, the head coach. So for Neptunas, it'll be Palacios, Girgionis, Sebudas, Gelionis, and Butkevicius. That is your starting 5 for the home team. So Arnas Butkevicius in the starting lineup tonight, and as we look through their season so far, there's Mascavidis. If you look back at their season so far, and don't forget we've also got Jerry Johnson now in the team. So Jerry Johnson, he did play last week and had 7 assists to go with his 6 points, played almost 20 minutes. So he's 35 years of age, Jerry Johnson, and brings a lot of experience to this team. For PAOK, leading the way statistically anyway, they've been getting about 13 points per game from Lucky Jones and 10.3 from Kevin Dillard. Haralambopoulos has only played 1 game, so he's not yet in the real flow of this team yet. Kachavelis will play a lot of minutes. He's averaging about 6.6 points per game, as well as 3.2 rebounds per contest. There's Gelionis. So, folks, we are off and running here in Klaipeda, Lithuania. Neptunas in the white, PAOK in the dark uniforms, the black from Thessaloniki. And Margaritas hands it off. Konyatis gets it back. Katsivelis gets in, or Margaritas gets in the lane, puts up a little jump shot. Good start for him and for PAOK. Gudjonas has it over to Zelionis. Hands it back over to Gudjonas. Gudjonas is going to launch one. And Konyatis chases down the rebound. And you know that the coaching staff probably a lot more worried about this game for Neptunas than the players, because they will be worried that their players will be perhaps looking at that 1-4 record and thinking PAOK aren't going to come out and be very strong today. So they do not want to start flat. There's Maskevitis. Konyatis pulls up from just behind the line. Budkavicius gets his first rebound. Here he is driving and gets blocked by Margaritas. Sebutis gets the rebound back. Another possession. Palacios, soft little turnaround jumper in the lane. Neptunas will want to force the tempo if they can. They like to play more of the Lithuanian style, much faster. Margaritas inside, and Klassen follows up, battles for the rebound, goes out of bounds. Now Palacios has it, gets it over to Gudjonas, and he puts up an air ball, but Kavicius gets it, and Palacios puts it up from the line. That's good. That's two. So Palacios starting well here for Neptunas. They get their first lead of the game. And the turnover from Klassen, not able to hold on to it. And Palacios with the rebound, instead of going right back up, passes over to Zelionis. And it's 6-2 now. And Papatheodoru is animated on the sidelines already for PAOK. They right now are trailing after a 6-0 run from the team in white. Here's Jonas, picks up the foul. Ball gets, Bukavicius saves it inbounds over to Palacios. Bounce pass to Palacios. Pump fake. And he's fouled by Klassen. That was the reaction after Zelionis hit the wide open baseline jump shot. Now an offensive foul called on the home team, so he turns it back over. Konyatis gets inside, back outside to Katsivelis. And Budkavicius has the ball. Here's Jonas inside. To the corner, Budkavicius, good! Well, it's almost like we're picking right up where we left off after their last home game in the Basketball Champions League. Neptunas coming out firing. And I'll tell you what, folks, I was serious when I said if PAOK come out flat and they're not ready to play against Neptunas, they can get blown out So Lucky Jones hits a very important jump shot to stop the bleeding, to snap the 9-0 run. Well, the Sabutis launches one right at the end of the shot clock. So PAOK hoping to make further inroads. And the drive and the miss from Klassen. Sabutis pushes it quickly. Here's Jonas now. Palacios pulls up with the line. This time he was short. Sabutis had a hand on it. And Klassen chases it down. Inside now to Cognares. Brings it up the floor. Decides to pass it back out. Leon is putting the pressure on Kachavelis. Shot clock winding down, and Kachavelis, he saw the time, but he didn't get it off in time. He's like, you got to pass it. Sabutis drives in, and how about Cognares? At the line, Sabutis. Veteran Lithuania international, Sabutis. Margaritas was cutting to the basket, but they couldn't get him the ball. And this time Kachavelis a little bit out of control. Oh, behind the back pass, Bukavicius. What a play. Great pass. Look at this. Bukavicius to Sabutis. Well, that's going to be on the highlight reel right there, boys. See the field goal shooting percentages so far.
Guys, we need to move the ball in our offense. Don't touch the ball without reason. Move the ball and set the screen. Use a short type pass and play. You use many trips without reason. Okay. Defense the same. How many fouls we have?
4 points off turnovers for Neptunas Klaipeda. Well, that was something else, wasn't it? Palacios again to Bukavicius. There are some coaches who will not like that pass, but if you pull it off, it's no problem. And I see Bukavicius a little chest bump. This is what the fans want to see. They want to be entertained. Now, a bounce pass, just a normal bounce pass will suffice. But if you add a little bit of spice to it, a little bit of flair, you're going to see the kids out in the playgrounds trying to do the same thing. No question about it. Margaritas back in the game, puts up a little jump hook. Cebudas with the rebound. Now coming into the game is Jerry Johnson, number 5. So you want a little trivia about Jerry Johnson? Well, I'm going to give it to you. He's played for Kazakhstan's national team. This is Palacios, who has started well here today. He's got 5 points, make it 6 already. And ball turned over, and another basket, an easy one for Cebudas. Full court pressure, and yet another turnover. But Cavicius puts it up. Well, you know what? I told you they were going to run him out of the gym if PAOK came out flat today, and they are doing just that. They are running them out of the gym. They are not ready, and the veteran Soklas turned it over there. Now Konyatis just makes a woeful decision, and Bukavicius just puts it up. I mean, this is just caving in already. But you have to be worried. You know, PAOK will have looked at the video, for example, of the Gaziantep game here, and it did not make for pleasant viewing for Gaziantep. Vistelius is in the game now. Number 7. Konyatis penetrates, and the big block. Bukavicius on the SWAT team. Jerry Johnson tries to hand it off. Ball goes knocked out of bounds. Galdicus coming into the game. El Capitan for Klaipeda. There he is. Jerry Johnson over to Cebudas now. And El Capitan Galdicus gets blocked. 10 seconds remain on the shot clock. An inbounds pass, but Cavicius, another easy one, and the lead has ballooned to 21-4. Goodness me. Are we looking at the potential winners here of this competition, I'm wondering? Neptunas, they are playing with a lot of confidence. Chrysikopoulos in the game, passes. And the shot from Konyatis was off target. Cebudas. Oh, look at the passing, look at the finish! But Cavicius, and this Neptunas team is playing good team basketball. And they're playing so well that it's almost as if they make PAOK look like they're standing around. Interception up ahead to Jerry Johnson. Konyatis hustles down, but can't get there in time, and the lead now 25-4. They're blowing the doors off the hinges. I mean, you get up to around 25 points in a quarter, that's a lot of points. And you've only got 4 points yourselves with nearly 8.5 minutes into the contest, and that is a doomsday scenario for PAOK. It's not over. There's a long way to go, but you have to know when you come to this gym, this arena, you simply better be ready to play because Neptunas will be ready. Koniatis misses the first, or excuse me, makes the first, so gets it back. We're going to have to chip away. PAOK, and makes both. So it gets it back to 25-6. Lucky Jones coming back into the game. Jones calling the play. Johnson calling the play, rather. And Koniatis knocks it out. 8 seconds remaining on the shot clock. I mean, from what I've seen of this Neptunas team, they are hungry. They are about as hungry as any team in the competition. You'd probably have to put MHP Riesa and Lewisburg up there as well, especially since they also have beaten Neptunas. They're the only team to do so. So those two teams certainly going to be in the reckoning. Delanikaitis, the veteran, checks in and buries a 3 and takes the lead to 22. Chrysakopoulos, good, the 3. Well, he's got the talent, there's no doubt about it. If he keeps his head on his shoulders and just focuses on the game, Chrysakopoulos can cause some damage. So that's an interesting sign. In the games that I've commentated on this season, Chrysakopoulos hasn't played much. In fact, he's only averaged 5.8 minutes per game in 4 games. So 24-year-old power forward, Chrysakopoulos played a lot of minutes last season. And again, you have the talent, but you've got to be mentally strong and not allow things to bother you, and that tended to be the case with him last season. So he's not appeared in 2 of his team's 5 games. So to have him coming in now, the coach is like, here's your chance. Bring us back. It's a 20-point deficit right now. And along with good hustle, Koniatis flying in for the offensive rebound. Penetration and the drive and the turnover. That was Zavis. Terry Johnson misses from deep, and they get an attempt right at the end, but it wasn't close enough. So that's how the first quarter finishes. It does not look pretty for the visitors. Neptunas Klaipeda, though, like a runaway train right now, leading at 29-9. Look at that, 10 of 14 from inside the arc, 2 of 5 from deep. And what's going to be telling are the turnovers. You see how many turnovers this PAOK team has. Well, I'll tell you, because we didn't see it. 7 turnovers they've got. 7 turnovers, 8 fast break points for Neptunas, none for PAOK. And the points off turnovers are big, because there was a spell where they got a couple of steals and a couple of easy baskets. Look at that. That's the play of the game right there. That might be the play of the week. Here it is again. Look at that. It was a perfect pass, folks. And then a perfect celebration. And here he is again. But Cavicius, perhaps the best player you've never heard of, unless you're watching the Basketball Champions League. He is terrific. Arrhenius Beliauskas, we haven't seen him come in. He's another one that's going to, I mean, the thing about Neptunas is they have a lot of hunger on the bench. And Lukavicius is Well, the way he plays, he might be the hungriest player in this team. He is terrific. So he's catching a breather now, the 25-year-old. So Belauskis, Galdigas goes up for the rebound. It goes off of PAOK. Well, the good news for PAOK is they've got a lot of time. But that could also be bad because if they don't pick up their level of play, the margin could grow against them. There's Belauskis. And another foul, this one on Neptunas. Kiselius. And the push on Lucky Jones. I'll tell you what, when you leave this arena, no matter where you come from, you know you've been in a battle. Because Neptunas play good, hard-nosed, physical basketball with the odd push, as we just saw there. Soklas, over the head pass back to Brisikopoulos, gets his rebound. I like it, folks. I like what he brings to the table. Get him in the game and let him try to carry you because he's got good length, Brisikopoulos. We've already seen him drill a three, and there we saw him get an offensive rebound and put back off his own missed shot. Galdigas comes out. Also, Brandon Trish has come into the game 99, and you know what he can do well. He can just drill jump shot after jump shot. He's a scorer. So some possibilities. There's Trish ahead, and Brisikopoulos lays it up and in. A little bit of panache from the young man. Brisikopoulos says, see, Coach, I told you I could play. Look at that. Forces a turnover. And then he comes up. Look at this. Lays it up. Oh, lays it up and in. Again. Little Euro step. Puts it up and in. And Mr. Brisikopoulos giving his team a chance. So Neptune has called the timeout, and they want to stop this comeback in its tracks. So 16 points now the lead. See the three-point shooting. That one make for PAOK was from Brisikopoulos. And overall, 10 of 15 for Neptunas. Much better. And I think Bukavicius coming back in? He and Belauskis look very similar. 8 second chance points for Neptunas Klaipeda. 4 for PAOK. Well, Jerry Johnson. Catches the inbounds pass from Zelenikaitis. And Zelionis down low gets fouled by Soklas. So Bukavicius is indeed back in the game with Zelenikaitis, Zelionis, and Jerry Johnson. It's Brisikopoulos, Soklas, Zadis, Jones, and Trish in for the visitors. Zelenikaitis misses. Zelionis, however, gets the tap and the second opportunity for Bukavicius. And that just can't happen if you're PAOK. You got to box out, and you got to get that ball. You got to get that rebound. So Lucky Jones ends up committing the foul, and Bukavicius, who's having himself a whale of a game, misses the free throw, but there it is again, and this time it's Zelionis. Gets the rebound. So Bukavicius with 11 points. Passes to Palacios on the baseline, and the big fella drills it. And back up to a 20-point lead. Trish takes the bump. Christopoulos loses it, gets it back, goes hard to the basket, and draws the foul. Delanakaitis called for the reach. Boy, talk about X Factor. Nobody saw this coming today with Christopoulos. But again, it's the talent is not the issue. That he oozes with talent. He's got a great body. So Christopoulos, he comes out focused like this. He is awesome. And now the offensive rebound for PAOK, and the foul on Zelionis, number 2 on him. Lucky Jones goes left. Back to Christopoulos. He's going to put up a 3. And offensive rebound. Soklas snuck in there and took the ball away. Three-point attempt from Zelionis. Soklas with the rebound. PAOK showing signs of life. Things going their way right now. Can they have a sustained comeback? Soklas. Fouled by Jerry Johnson out on the perimeter. Drive, the miss. Bukavicius pushes it quickly, hands it off to Giergionis. Neptunas just beat him down the floor. Got to play with a little more pace, boys. And in the end, Soklas had no option but to foul. And the free throw is good. Boy, that's a killer if you're PAOK to give away the easy basket and the fast break points. You can't have a nice run and then follow it with lapses and hustle. Christopoulos. He's got a mismatch. Passes it back out. He's posting up. Giergionis. Lucky Jones goes in. Draws the foul. Good aggressive play from Lucky Jones. Free throw is good from Jones. There's Jared Johnson taking in the view from the bench. And makes both free throws. So then Akaitis goes behind his back. And now the bump. And the jump shot. I'm wondering if Jerry Johnson, because he wasn't with Kazakhstan at the Asia Cup this summer in Beirut, I wonder if he's going to play for Kazakhstan in the World Cup qualifiers that are coming up. I'm sure they'll be hoping that he does. Delanakaitis again. So what's happened is Neptunas, they came out strong and they've built a huge lead. And even when PAOK mount a comeback, it's kind of like they just realize it's a big mountain they've got to climb now. They got to have their ice picks, their mountain boots, and that they've got to just start to climb, but they've got to get some stops. There's Trish for 3. And Caselius off target. Gavicius finds Palacios at the line. He has been money time today. 10 points for Palacios. 40-19. Chryssikopoulos puts the ball on the deck, passes to the corner, and this time the referee says he charged. Chryssikopoulos was trying to control his body so he can make the pass, but it was too late, and I think the ref got it right there. So Brandon Trish, who missed that 3, comes out. Right now, it's all about defense for this PAOK team. They got to get stops, and they've also got to try to get some easy baskets themselves. Giljonas hustles. Margaritas almost got that ball, but couldn't quite control it before he stepped out of bounds. So good job from Giljonas. Palacios again. Misses this time, but Gavicius comes from behind. And this time the ball goes off of him, so it goes back over to PAOK. And it goes to Margaritas. And he was fouled by Delinikaitis. So Sabutis presumably is coming in for Delinikaitis. And yes, he is indeed. So he goes out. First one is good by Margaritas. Second one is not. I mean, if they could get it down to 10 points by halftime, the deficit, that would be a victory for PAOK. Right now it's at 20. But there's every danger that they could fall even further behind against Neptunas. Palacios. He's been good tonight. He's got 10 points. Spins, puts it up. Soklas with the rebound. Margaritas may have suffered a hand injury. And that doesn't look good. It's a wrist. Well, hopefully it's not serious for Margaritas. Is it the hand or the wrist? Yeah, it can be a physical game sometimes. Hey, let's give it up for those guys. The PAOK fans. They made the journey north. You gotta love it. Lucky Jones drives in. He was denied by Butkavicius. Oh, look at the explosion from Butkavicius. How good is that man? "13 points, 6 of 7 from the floor, 8 rebounds, 5 assists. He might get a triple-double tonight, folks. Look at that, Sabutis goes behind the back and lost his balance. I'm not sure that was a foul. Lucky Jones goes to help him up. That's what they've called. So Sabutis misses from the line. Bukavicius, I mean, look at those numbers. Shooting-wise, but what you have to appreciate, everything that he's doing on the court. I mean, the man has got 8 rebounds and 5 assists. So he's, clearly going to get a double-double, just a couple rebounds away, and who knows, maybe he's got 5 more assists in him tonight. Remember when Chris Kramer did that last year for AV Baskets in Germany. Here's Lucky Jones from the right, in and out. Here's Jonas, drives in, takes a little contact, but the refs quite rightly didn't blow their whistle. Nothing in that. Under 4 minutes remaining. 23-point advantage. And Klassen gets one back. So 43-22. And Jonas goes to his right, off the back of the iron, and Lucky Jones with the rebound. Soklas, it's good. 3-pointer. Back to 18 points the deficit. The shooting percentages.
If you stuck into the screen for 1 second, switch, double switch. Line mission this corner. Please, guys, please, hey. Don't start to, don't play defense. Play defense. Regular, chase, by our rules.
Kaip viršų pick and roll ginamės. Jis leidžia visiškai laisvas. Aš ateinu, blečia pasas slėpimą.
Top pick and roll, Anna, chase. Bomb from this guy. Of course, it's not. Bomb from top guy. Let's go.
Αντώνης Ισκιάβεν Τσόκλας. He starts Τσόκλας. Fist 4. Μισό. If you hand off.
See the rebounding.
And pin down.
Klaipeda well up in that department as well.
Let's go, guys.
I'll tell you what, the Neptunas coach, he's got it right. He's like, come on, do not stop playing defense. We've got to keep it going. We've got to keep the intensity up. And clearly, Muscovitas has a bright future. That's Bukavicius. Here's Jonas, shifty move. Isivelis, and now Sabutis from the left. It's good. And Soklas puts up another 3-pointer and gets it back to 17 points. So Cavish just getting that little bit closer because he made the pass with that last basket. So 45-28. Now he's got the ball. Palacios. And the ball knocked out of bounds with 3.5 seconds left by Chrysikopoulos. So Sabutis goes out, and Belauskas comes in. Good Jonas has to launch one from the top of the key. Good! Caselius rather gets the foul. So 47-28. So you would fully expect Neptunas to get to that half-century mark here by halftime. And the veteran, you can see the flecks of gray in the hair of Soklas. Certainly has not affected his shooting touch. He's haven't seen the young man tonight there. For PAOK, we've seen him on the bench. Kadas, he'll come in eventually, I would guess. There's the PAOK fans. They're like, what's going on, guys? We're down big time. 17 points. Let's play some defense. Get some stops. Soklas now with 8 points. He's got a couple of threes. And the ball goes out of bounds. But Cavicius gets the turnover. Margaritis brought a little bit of rain, and he was fouled by Belauskis. So the veteran, we saw the contributions from Pritsikopoulos, the youngster, and now we're seeing the veteran step up and make some plays for PAOK as they attempt to get back in this thing. Plus is 34 years of age. Gets the first free throw to go. It's as close as they've been in a while. 16 points. He can make another one, get it down to 15. And he does indeed. So 10 points now for Soklas. Excuse me, 12 points. Must have missed one there. Here's Palacios. Drills another one from the baseline. How good has he been? And Soklas's pass ends up off his coach's leg. So, I like the fact. So, Bukavicius did indeed get that last assist. So, he now has, I'm telling this for the fans, because obviously the fans care. He's got 13 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists. And the foul called. Clearly, you know, I was discussing this with some colleagues recently, and obviously the coaches don't care. I think the players do care if they get a triple-double personally. A little bit of bragging rights. Good Jonas and Klassen. Good sportsmanship. Just good refereeing. He gets them together. Make sure they're on, you know. Listen, guys, we're just playing basketball here. It's okay to be a little bit hot under the collar, but let's keep our emotions in check. Soklas goes baseline, steal by Butkavičius. Uh-oh, this could be another assist for him. It is! Palacios with the dunk on the break, and Neptunas give their fans a thrill. 51-32. Cunhades from deep. And Butkavičius with the rebound. And that's how it finishes at the end of the first half. The steal and once again another pass from Butkavičius leads to that. The hammer. And Palacios Boy, he's had a nice first half himself, 14 points. Neptunas Klaipeda lead at 51-32 over PAOK. Well, that's not a good sign. Ice on the hand of Margaritas. See the stats, the shooting numbers. Interesting to see the turnovers. Well, we got 7 steals for Neptunas. What does that tell you? That tells you a lot about this game. And 1 for PAOK, and also the rebounding. 23-14. They are beating him in the hustle stats. Neptunas are just kind of running him out of the gym, and PAOK with the 11 turnovers. So they're on pace for 22 in the game. That's far too many against a team like Neptunas, which will take advantage. So 8 rebounds and 8 assists for Bukavicius. He's got the 13 points. Palacios has a game high 14. Soklas is gets he pouring in the points for PAOK. And Sebutis is the man with the steals. He's got 3 to spark Neptunas. And the leading scorers for both teams. So we're at halftime. It's 51-32. Neptunas Klaipeda on top of PAOK. And fans, go make a call to your best friend. Hey, guess what? Bukavicius, he might get a triple-double tonight. In fact, I think he's got 9 rebounds. By my reckoning, we'll see. It's 13 points, 9 rebounds, 8 assists for Arnas Bukavicius. And we still got 20 minutes to go. The triple-double is on. We'll be right back. 51-32, Neptunas Klaipeda on top of PAOK at halftime in this Group B encounter of the Basketball Champions League. And it has been it's just been a polished performance, workmanlike, however you want to describe it. You know, fast, modern, physical. Neptunas Klaipeda are playing the game the way they want to play. Their coach clearly has got their attention. They are coming out and really turning on all cylinders. I mean, most of all, more than anything else, what you have to say about Neptunas Klaipeda is the effort. They give it. They are giving it tonight. So look at that, Bukavicius with the 13 points, leading the way. But it's the complete game of Bukavicius, what you have to appreciate, the 3 steals to go along with that, and obviously the 9 rebounds and the 8 assists. And also Palacios, you know, he hit those first couple of jump shots, and you just had that feeling it was going to be his game. But what you also like about Palacios is he got out on the fast break, didn't he? Right at the end of the first half after the Bukavicius steal, and got the pass from Bukavicius and got an easy basket. And that's been the name of the game for Neptunas. They've gotten a lot of points off their defense.
So let's start the game with the front side. Okay? Be ready for step out and for react situation. Mismatch first option from top. Okay?
Watch the short roll. If
Defense the same. With this number 4, a regular pick. We're switching ball pick with these 2 guys, blue side. Let's go.
Okay, let's go, guys.
I love how the Lithuanian coach, I mean, he's got a lot of Lithuanians in that team, but he's talking English. He's telling those guys, you know, I mean, multi-skilled coaches, more than one language. It's got to be like that if you want to be successful in Europe. You got to have at least a couple of languages, and I'm guessing he probably speaks 3 or 4 languages. In any event, it all adds up to a big lead right now for Neptunas Klaipeda, 51-32. PAOK need to start strong here in the second half. And Katsavelis misses on the drive. And it goes to Palacios. So PAOK already on the back foot here a little bit at the start of this second half. And again, that first 5-6 minutes of the second half should tell us whether or not PAOK are going to have any chance of getting back in this game. Palacios passes up the long jumper, gets in the lane, puts it up, and look at that. Zelionis flies in for the rebound. Katsavelis gave away an easy one, and Zelionis hits the jump shot. Well, second chance points are killers. So what does on this triple-double theme that we're consumed by now with Bukavicius having almost got it in the first half, what does that get you in terms of an efficiency rating? And right now, his efficiency rating is at +30. And if Palacios keeps playing the way that he's playing, he might catch up with him by the end of the night. Gets the steal. So he's got 14.7 rebounds and the 18 efficiency rating, but PAOK Oh, slick pass there from Hrysikopoulos. And then Katsavelis tries to get it to Margaritas, who's back in the game after the hand injury. And that leads to the break. So Sebutis takes it up to 24 points to lead now. 9 steals. And they were just putting the hurting on them right now. 24 points, the advantage. Hrysikopoulos drives in, looks at the ref, hoping to get the call. And Bukavich's pass is kicked out of bounds. And Bukavich's almost scores, but he will go to the line. Well, the former Neptunas coach, Dainius Adomaitis, is the Lithuania coach now, as Bukavich's goes to the free throw line. And he's got him in his pool of players for the World Cup qualifiers that are going to be coming up very soon. So they're going to play their first game against Kosovo on the road in Pristina on November 24th, and then they will host Poland in this very arena in Klaipeda on November 26th. So you know it's going to be, the way the Lithuanians are, it's going to be a full house. Jump shot is good. Konyatis. Wide open feed set. Good rotation and follow through. Now back to 22 points. Still a mountain to climb. Gurgionis. Sebutis comes in from the left, pulls up, puts the jumper up, and Gelionis scrapping for the rebound. Gurgionis also in that squad. Mindaugas Gurgionis, the point guard here, the starting point guard of Neptunas. And Sebutis as well, no surprise. And another Basketball Champions League star, Gediminas Orlik, who hit the game-winning shot last night for Minorar Venezia. They were playing Midi Beirut, and he hit a 3 right in the final second. Gediminas Orlik, who's kind of getting legendary status in the Basketball Champions League. Jump shot, the deep jump shot, no good. Second opportunity, again, no good. So 2 misses from Zadis. Sebutis, his pass led Palacios just a little too much. I think Palacios was going to take a 3. And I think Sebutis thought he was cutting to the basket. So 9 turnovers now for Neptunas. Bounce pass. Soklas to Klassen, and he misses from the free throw line. Jump shot is good from Sebutis, the veteran, once again. Soklas dribbling up high. Hasn't really gotten the flow yet offensively in this quarter. Konyaris. Shake and bake. Ends up putting up a crazy out of control shot in the lane. And it just seems to get worse before it gets better, really, for the visitors from Thessaloniki. Zelionis passes to Butkavicius, but he was fouled. And the jump shot down low, Zelionis takes it up to 61-35. And Butkavicius got the assist. Drum roll, please, folks. He's got the 9 assists now. Kautas, meanwhile, answers for PAOK. So Soklas heads over to the bench. His team just getting hammered right now. It's the best way to put it. You see Soklas battling with the bigger Neptunas opponent. And Zelionis putting up that jumper. Here's Sebutis, goes behind the back. Bounce pass. And I think Gaudica's traveled. And Margaritas flies in and puts it in. Excuse me, Klassen. Klassen flies in and lays it up over Gaudicus. Interesting, another piece of trivia you might not be aware of, but Sebutis, number 10, turned the clock back to 2005, and he was the MVP of the FIBA Under-21 World Championship. After leading Lithuania to that title in Argentina. Here's Jerry Johnson, explodes into the lane. Out it goes. Caecilius misses. And then quickly to Lucky Jones, and he puts it up off the glass and in. Zelionis, Caecilius takes a seat. And Zelionis comes back in. And the foul has been called by the Italian referee. You can see the coach is Mosqueda's not happy. Team's winning big, but he wants to see better execution. Unless he's contesting the foul by the referee, maybe that was it, because he looks a little angry. Konyaris fouled by Johnson. So Butkavicius again He did get another rebound, so he's got 14 points, 10 rebounds. Just needs that one assist to get to triple-double Valhalla. Here we go. Lucky Jones, three-pointer, no good. And here's Bukavich's on the break. He gets it out. And Jerry Johnson passes instead to Sebutis. Zelionis, offensive rebound, misses. Gaudikas, and then Klassen goes up and knocks it off the rim. Gaudikas. Zelionis, another chance, and you know they're going to score after they get so many offensive rebounds. Second and third chances. Eventually the ball is going to drop in. Johnson. Well, I guess not. 3 bites at the cherry. And good move getting Zelionis off his feet. Klassen, a little bit of a pump fake. He knew the challenge was coming. So 4 fouls on Zelionis. And again, a chance for PAOK. They still got a chance in this, folks. I mean, you know what? They have not slammed the door shut, have Neptunas on PAOK, but it's still a mountain. Still a mountain to climb for the Greek team. 18 points the deficit. Caecilius back into the contest. So Zelionis goes out with the 4 fouls. Johnson, entry pass. Gaudikas goes up, strong move from the big fella. Lucky Jones puts it on the deck. And he's going to be helped up by his teammate Brandon Trish. And Good Jonas will re-enter the contest. So back into below 20 points now, the lead 19. See Caecilius exits the contest with 5 fouls out of the game. So we'll have to watch the rest from the Pine. And only 1 of 2 effort at the free throw line. And that is often an issue with these guys, although they're 12 of 16 tonight, PAOK, from the free throw line. Gaudikas gets in for the layup. Delinitakaitis with the assist. And then Trish flies in for the offensive rebound and put back. Delinitakaitis from the left corner, good. And now Lucky Jones goes down. And looks like he may have got a blow down low, so he's going to get some attention here from the PAOK coaches. He was trying to chase that ball down. Not sure what happened there. He definitely was diving for the ball, fell over the referee's feet. So Lucky Jones is going to sit down, and Hristokopoulos is going to come back into the contest. And Bukavich just checks out of the game with 47.5 seconds remaining. So still 1 assist shy of the magical triple-double. Three-point attempt from Zadas, good. Back to 19 points, the deficit. A bit of a token full-court pressure. Almost forced the 8-second violation. And Hristokopoulos reaches in, takes it away. Wouldn't be surprised if we got a timeout from Neptunas. Hristokopoulos trails and gets the foul called on Palacios. Galdikas, got the foul. Hristokopoulos makes the first and misses the second right at the end of the third quarter. So missed opportunities. There's little misses now as a team, 8 of 13 at the free throw line. 13 of 18 at the free throw line, PAOK. And you can see inside the arc, just 59% for Neptunas. It's just, you're not going to lose many games when you play that well.
You or me, as opponent, doesn't matter. Let's play.
So here's some of the highlights from the third quarter. And in case you're wondering, that third quarter was won by PAOK, 18-17. So first time they've actually outscored. They were outscored 29-9 in the first quarter, and they also outscored Neptunas 23-22 in the second quarter. So small consolation, obviously, when you're trailing by 18 points. Also, tonight, Pino Karshiaka winning big over Hennessy from Russia. Rosa Radom losing at home to Sig Strasbourg, 30-26. Fourth quarter underway here in Klaipeda, Lithuania. And a big deficit to try to overhaul if you're the team in the black. PAOK. Jonas with the shot clock winding down. Puts up a three. It would be kind of odd, wouldn't it, if PAOK were to win 3 of the quarters and still lose the game. But I guess it would just illustrate how comprehensively they were beaten in that first quarter. Katsavelis can't get the drop. Having a tough game tonight. Katsavelis is yet to score. Jonas. Inside to Galdikas. And the foul called before the shot on Zadas. Kamilakaitis turns and into Gaudigas. Now Rissikopoulos up to Soklas, or Klassen. Klassen gets the offensive rebound, puts it back up, and the foul is called. Well, I'd never say never, really. I mean, Neptunas have kind of taken their foot off the pedal a little bit here. But Cavicius is out of the game. So it's not impossible. But PAOK need to start converting all their opportunities. You know, that includes three-point play opportunities. Klassen does get to the line, makes the first free throw. Gets it back to 17. Now 16. Sabutis over to Palacios. He's back in. And then he has the ball knocked away. Sabutis hustles down. Look at it. Brandon Trisket on the floor. And then a foul, no, a kick called on Zelionis. Klassen backs his way down and passes back outside to Zaras, who falls down after taking the three. Casavelis puts it up finally and scores with his left hand. And we've got ourselves a 14-point game, folks. And Neptunas better rediscover their intensity, or they could be on the receiving end of something embarrassing tonight. PAOK certainly have not given up, and there they get a steal. Almost steps out of bounds. There's Bukavicius. You hear the cheers for the favorite son of Klaipeda. He's come back in to try to turn things back around. The question is, was he out too long? I would think maybe he was. Jonas floats in. There's Rissikopoulos with the rebound. And the drive and the basket from Zaras. And look, folks, we've got ourselves a 12-point game. And, you know, just when you think that you've stamped on a team and knocked them out, PAOK have come back. Their biggest lead was 26 points. And now it's just 12.
Set screen to me in there. They will switch. I want action like this. Juan, Arnas, Gilles. So, isolation, back screen. Watch this back screen play or isolation against mismatch. If they're not...
Fight in every position and get the rebound. If we get the rebound, try to find transition action. If we don't have transition action, we play fist.
14 fast break points for Neptunas. Are they going to come out of this this timeout strong? And see the coach, he's not able to celebrate in it. Looks like neither coach. These guys are into it, aren't they? Here's Jonas dribbling round up high. Palacios misses. And now PAOK can get it down to 10 or maybe with a 3 into single digits. Zaras attempted to knot it, and Palacios gets the rebound. Why don't we just get this out of the way, folks? Just give it to Arnis and let him deal. Let him serve up an assist. He's going to catch it there. Got his man on his back. He's going to go up strong. Player of the game right there. Puts it up and in. Takes it back to 14 points. That's Avelis. Over to Zaras. Good effort there by Klassen to knock it out. Now he's going to go to work on Bukavicius. And the assist to Hristokopoulos. Back to 12 points. Have PAOK left it too late? Well, they certainly still got time, you would think. But are Neptunas starting to wake up? That's the question. Palacios spins, puts it up, and gets it to go. And Trish now goes baseline, puts it up and in. PAOK haven't given up, but you just have to wonder, why did they wait so long to get it going? You got to be ready to go from the off. But Bukavicius hands it off to Sabutis. Sabutis off target, and then Zelionis fouls out, pushing off. That's it. It's good night, Irene. It's adios, muchacho. He heads over to the bench. That's number 5. It's au revoir. Oklas dribbling up high. Hristokopoulos, got to give it up. You got the double. And Bukavicius comes down, doubles down. And I think that's what the coach is saying. Papa Theodoro saying, you get the double, you got to pass out of it. .420 remaining. Neptunas up by 12. Here it is again. Hristokopoulos got to pick it up with Bukavicius homing down on him. And referees want to make sure they've got this right. Exactly sure what that discussion is about. So with 4:20 remaining, okay, they're trying to get the shot clock time right, and they're only going to give them 1 second. So PAOK need to start, they've got to get the execution. It's their possession. I think Neptunas, like me, they thought it was Neptunas ball. Anyway, Katsavelis. Oh, what a play! Could not have asked for a better attempt. The ball still goes out of bounds off Neptunas. And the coach wants to review it, but I think that can only take place in the final 2 minutes. So he knows right now this is a dangerous time of the game. PAOK, they look like they were down and out, but they weren't. And because Neptunas Klaipeda didn't deliver the knockout punch, PAOK are now down by just 12 points. PAOK have been outscored by 12 in the paint.
And here is Linus under the basket. Choklas. Lucky you play here. Choklas.
Remember, PAOK just with one win so far in the Basketball Champions League, so if they could steal a win here on the road, it would really be something to be happy about. Give them a chance. See Krabali back there. They miss his physicality without question. He's injured. Harlambopoulos hasn't played tonight. And 4 of 13 from deep, Neptunas. 5 of 19 for PAOK. But it's inside the arc where you can see the Neptunas have done all that damage. But these are some of the shots that have helped PAOK with their comeback attempt. So Palacios leads the way with 16 points. And Hristokopoulos $10 points. Now the lead for Neptunas Klaipeda. Can they slam the door shut? Well, PAOK have got it this close. They're not going to give it up now. They're going to battle. Shot clock down to 5. And Gaudikas is fouled by Soklas as he tries to post up. And Soklas says, look, well, he might have had a point actually. Soklas saying he was catching the elbow in the face. So Soklas has to exit the game. He's got 5 fouls as well. And Gaudikas kept it alive. 3:35 remaining. 4 on the shot clock. Jonas drives in, scores with a layup. The second opportunities, they will come back and kill you. And sure enough, Jonas pushes the lead back to 12. Koniatis for 3. Chance of Lietuva in the crowd. That's Lithuania. There's Jonas, misses badly. Gaudikas goes for the rebound, gets it, goes for the putback, misses. Sebutis goes in and he misses, and Lucky Jones then gets fouled. And Palacios didn't want to get a low skin there. Katsavelis trying to check on him, see if he was okay. Or Klassen, excuse me, it was Klassen. And yeah, he certainly nudged him out with his forearm and his elbow. But Kavish picks up his first foul, and PAOK have the ball. Hristokopoulos turns, gets in the lane, over to Katsavelis. And Palacios with the rebound. You saw Klassen kind of get up on Palacios again. 2:14 remaining now.
And PAOK, the clock is very definitely the enemy for them. Bukavicius for three. Good! Oh, just the player of the game. 77-62. And Bukavicius, 19 points, 13 rebounds, 9 assists, 3 steals, with a scintillating, a sky-high plus 41 efficiency rating, but still shy of that 1 assist that at least we basketball fans so desperately crave, so he can have a triple-double. So Hatzivelis comes out, 32 of 66 inside the arc for Neptunas, 48%, and just 38% inside the arc for PAOK. So can Neptunas close this thing out? Well, I think if you had to put some money on it now, up 15, the answer would be yes. They've probably done just enough. We did see NC Krasnoyarsk come back from a huge deficit earlier this year, late. But in all likelihood, you would think they've left too much work to do here down the stretch. Gudjunas guarding Konyatis closely. Now Klassen turns, gets inside, draws the foul on Gaudicus. Third foul on Gaudicus. So Zelionis is already fouled out. Kisielius is also fouled out with 5 for Neptunas. Soklas is fouled out for PAOK. He's the only one. So the 2 free throws make it a 13-point deficit. Jonas more than happy to take seconds off the clock now. Bukavicius, and good hands from Lucky Jones. Both teams with 5 3-pointers made today. Elsewhere, Rosa Radom losing at home to Strasbourg, Strasbourg 49-39. Pino Karsiak on top of NSC Krasnoyarsk 89-76. Look at this, 15 PAOK turnovers, so only 4 turnovers in the second half. And, you know, it's symptomatic of really Neptunas kind of pulling up the reins, not really getting after him. But overall, it was a much better defensive effort for Neptunas in that first half, which has given them this winning position. Still a little bit of work to do, though. Crazier things have happened. So 131 remaining, 13-point lead. Gudjonas to Bukavicius. An offensive foul. Palacios setting the screen. So 2 fouls on him. Yep, he was moving. So raised his arm a little bit on Coniatis. Coniatis hits a 3. Back to a 10-point game. Maybe PAOK will do it. It'll take something special, but they're not dead yet. Cebudas trying to get the clock down to under a minute. Nope, he drives in, scores with the right hand, using the glass. Coniatis puts up another 3. And Klassen passing about out on the perimeter, not able to get it to Hrysakopoulos. Coniaris trying to D up on Gergionis. Butkavicius drives in. Palacios puts it up. Is that going to be the assist? Nope, he doesn't make the shot. And then Galdicus is fouled. Well, if that had gone, Butkavicius would have had the triple-double. But it just illustrates how difficult it is to get the triple D. So many things have to go right for you. And including you got to get as many minutes as you need in the second half. Klassen fouled out on the perimeter again by, Galdicus fouled by Klassen. Ooh, Galdicus misses the first one badly. I don't see much of him tonight. Balauskas, he makes 1 of 2. And back to a 13-point lead with 27 seconds to go. So presumably PAOK will at least work on the margin of defeat here in case of a potential tiebreaker down the road. And the first one is good from Coniatis. Well, again, it's been a case of really PAOK just starting so flat. They've outscored Neptunas in the 3 quarters since. But when you trail 29-9 at the end of the first quarter, it's you're playing catch up, and it's awfully difficult to call that deficit all the way back. Cebudas avoids the turnover, gets across midcourt just in time. Now Butkavicius is going to penetrate. He's going to dish. Oh! And the good D prevents the assist. And look, you know they're going for it. You know they're going for the triple-double. Surely! And Lucky Jones, another injury. He's down on his knees. So hopefully he's going to be. Is it his back or his hip? That's the last thing in the world you need now, is for him to get injured late in the game. So Butkavicius is going to inbound the ball with 2.4 seconds left. Is he going to throw it up to the rim? Well, Jones comes out, so it was his wrist that he hurt. God, he's had a tough game, hasn't he? Well, that's what happens sometimes when you're playing hard. And certainly we hope he gets that seen to and starts to feel better. Doesn't look like he's in a comfortable situation. So Butkavicius is going to inbound it. And he does get the assist right at the end. And who says these guys don't know about triple doubles? They know all about it, and Bukavicius gets the 10 assists right at the end. Wow. So that is the final score, 82-69. And just overall, PAOK doing some damage at the free throw line. But obviously Neptunas 45-33. Neptunas with the 27 assists and 17 for PAOK. And the story of the game, that great start for Neptunas, that focus, and also Bukavicius becomes the second man, by my reckoning, after Chris Kramer last year for EVE Baskets, Oldenburg, the second player in Basketball Champions League history to get a triple-double. And you can see his also had 2 blocks. There you go. And he's going to hear the plaudits, and we're going to look at some of the highlights as well. And here are the standings after Neptunas, because they lost to MHP Reeds in Lewisburg. They are in second place. Both of the teams at 5-1. Ventspils, who had a tough loss yesterday, they're 3-3. Iberostar Tenerife are 4-1. And if they win tonight, they will leapfrog them into that third place. So Neptunas Klaipeda came out turning on all cylinders in the first quarter. PAOK did not. They started flat, and they paid the price ultimately, because Neptunas came back, and they had enough. PAOK came back rather, but Neptunas had done enough work early on to ensure they were going to get the victory. They made enough plays over the last few quarters. And I'm sure now that one of the challenges for Neptunas that they'll be talking about this is, hey guys, when we get on top of people, we've got to be ruthless. Even if we're blowing them out at halftime, we've got to be ruthless in the second half. You simply cannot just play a half of basketball at your best and think that's going to be good enough. You got to keep getting after them for 40 minutes. That has to be the approach. And that man right there, Bukavicius, even as PAOK made a late run, came off the bench and then put that ball up and in. And I will be awfully surprised if he is not in Lithuania's team that plays in the World Cup qualifiers coming up. And that'll be, I would guess, a real honor for him, and richly deserved, because he's having a great season. So Arnas Bukavicius, of course, he played for Lithuania at youth level at the 2011 and 12 Under-20 European Championships. Also played in 2011 at the FIBA Under-19 World Championship when Lithuania won that title with Jonas Valančiūnas and Latvia. So he was in that team. And maybe his time has arrived to become a part of the setup. And that just goes to show the quality of players that we've got in the Basketball Champions League. No question, Sebutis, he'll be in that team as well, you would think. It's going to be coached by Coach Adamaitis. And you wonder about Mindaugas Kuzminskas, who's been released by the Newark Knicks, maybe if he might come and play for Lithuania during the World Cup qualifiers. Anyway, that's another story. That's another, that's a sidebar. I'm sure they might be discussing that in the Baltics. Wasn't in that initial squad anyway. So, final score one last time, 82-69. The Neptunas Klaipeda win for the third consecutive time in the Basketball Champions League. PAOK suffer another defeat. They're now 1-5 and looking in big trouble in Group B. Thanks for watching.